rewind a bit and see what this Dakota chief explains about this ancient tree, and also why they do not recognize this ancient tree as the Devil's Tower.
Jaja Zizi Tasha Hemya. She's like this big avatar tree that you've seen in these movies. Her birth was like 200 million years ago. Over time, about 50 million years ago, this is what happened, you know, in the condition that she's in now, her present day state. So there's 150 million years of life that she created here on Mother Earth. If you want to visit with her, no matter where you're at, go sit with a tree. Her roots, they go all the way out, maybe up to 400 miles out of here. And they're attached to each root of every tree that you see on this earth. And these trees, they're connected to grass as well, the roots of the grass. So no matter where you're at, sit and visit and talk with the tree, because as a collective consciousness of all creation, of all unconditional love, it's going to come back to this tree, this grandmother. So there's many names for her. There's many names over the centuries and centuries of people that lived here, the indigenous tribes. They all had a different name based on the timelines that they lived. So we're talking about 150 million years, or maybe even 150 million.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. Yahweh being true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being name for his only begotten Son, the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. We give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, that taught us truth and move well, and citation of self-reflection's truth and honesty sincerity. Spell Yahweh because nonetheless it's the spirit power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This lesson just going into words of wisdom through the spirit and just edifying according to the scriptures. So what you're seeing here, according to the video, is what they call Devil's Tower here in America. Devil's Tower National Park. And as he's speaking and going on it, it's clearly a tree stump. Well, obvious it's a tree stump. And in the movie Avatar, as he referenced, you have this great tree that brings so much life and abundance. And then Esau, Edom, the devil that he is, came and cut it down. And hey man, this is real. You can go see this in the national park and here in America, and it's there. Okay. Now, I learned something through experience, man. I had a very, very large tree in my backyard, and I just wanted it trimmed a little bit to basically prevent it from some of the pieces of it was dead and falling over, causing damage to my home. So I just basically wanted the dead pieces trimmed and other parts of the tree trimmed to cut it a little bit shorter, so in case of a storm it wouldn't be able to blow over and die itself and cause extreme damage to my property. But the person that I hired doing it was some Iskarites. They didn't speak English too well, and they're just making a quick buck, and they basically damn near cut the thing down. And I'm thinking it's dead from the amount that they trimmed it. They trimmed it extremely short. They cut off all the branches, all the life that was growing, and I was very vexed and upset. And lo and behold, as the spring hits, branches grew out the stumps that was left. And the tree is still alive, man. Still alive and beautiful. Okay, and from the appearance of this one, I don't see any branches coming off or growing. It looks like this thing is completely dead. This stump is dead, but it could still have life within it. And this is what Esau does: is he seeks to destroy everything, man. I mean, this is clearly obvious to this day that this is definitely a tree stump. And don't believe the bullshit that he's talking about in the video. He's going by the carbon dating stuff that Esau came out with to determine the age of this tree. The earth is not 150 million years old or 500 million years old. None of those things. It's just a few thousand years old. Okay. It's not that old at all. It's definitely roughly under 12,000 years, I believe, if you line up the scriptures, in the timeline that the Lord gives us from the creation of it to this day. This million-old carbonated bullshit is straight bullshit. Okay? Just let you know this, man. But during the time of the garden, you had certain plants and trees that were enormous. And during the time of Noah's flood, a lot of those things got shifted and moved around, buried and sprung up. You just never know. In your times of Babylon, you had wicked heathen cutting down different things and doing certain stuff. This is the true image of how powerful and magnificent the Lord's creation and nature is. This is how big trees were, man. This is how big they were. And this is a remnant example that you can see today. And it was clearly cut all the way through. So whatever age in history that this was cut down, we don't know. But it clearly was cut down. This is a straight tree stump that was cut down. And what that wood was used for, I don't know. But the root systems go vast and spread all throughout the U.S. So the scripture that comes to mind when reading this and seeing this video is Isaiah 14:8. It says, "Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feather is come up against us." Trees have life. They do breathe. They actually speak to each other. They're releasing different pollen and stuff like that, man. You have an overabundance of male trees within the United States, which is why you have something called allergies throughout the year. And all it is the male trees sending forth their seeds and their buds, and there's too many male trees doing that into the atmosphere and the air, and it causes people to become sick because they're breathing in all that shit. Why? Because Esau has cut down too many of the female trees. It's an imbalance. It's an imbalance, okay? Trees are intelligent. They actually have certain trees that grow in specific spots within the forest that are able to coexist amongst other trees to grow. And their branches stretch out to a certain limit to allow the absorption of the sunlight for fuel. The spacing is perfectly set. But Esau Edom, he's cut down so many just for sports, man. Lumbering has become a sport. And they cut down the trees for the hell of it, man. There's supposed to be way more sequoia trees than what it is over there in California. Things should be spread all the way across northern of the U.S. But Esau has cut them down. He made it a sport to cut down the biggest of the biggest trees that he could. And that tree right here, they call Devil's Tower. They call it Devil's Tower because Esau Edom, the devil the Bible speaks of, is in rulership of the earth. And he's claiming ownership of this tower, of this tree stump. And in the ancient world, Esau, the descendant of Cain, more than likely had a part to cutting this down. And they show you things, man. Everything's subliminal. They show you this in the movie Avatar. And how the weeping and wailing and crying that took place after they destroyed that tree of life there in the movie. So when Yahushua returns, the trees will literally break forth in song. You will hear them singing. They will be rejoicing at the downfall of our enemy. So we can't wait for that day. The trees can't even wait for that day, man. John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. The thief The thief comes to nothing but to steal, kill, and destroy, to cut down shit, destroy shit, man. That's in the nature of Esau Edom. And he put his own mark on that tree stump and called it Devil's Tower. Because he's a devil. And he is basically ruling this land they call America. He's claiming that it's his tower. But that's all he's concerned with. Stealing, killing, and destroying. He's not satisfied until there's some kind of death taking place. First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, and walking about seeking whom he may devour. So keep watch. This guy is looking for anything that he could kill at all times. They come out of the womb that way, man. I've seen little Edomites kids, in school. They still like killing something in the damn fucking playground, the park. They're just wicked, man. From the womb, they come out this way. So be sober, be vigilant. So watch these damn devils, man. Don't allow them to be in rulership, because this is what they do. That's why these damn devils go into slavery when the Lord gets back. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So those that did all of this stuff, man, they're going to be destroyed. We're going to destroy them that destroy the earth. And those people that are responsible for this, the Lord will put their spirits back to be reincarnated to get judged for doing shit like this, man. The Lord's creation is magnificent. It's beautiful, man. But it does not belong to Esau. Esau Edom spiritually is putting claim to this type of deforestation and pollution. A tree this massive had to been bringing an enormous amount of life. This damn devil will cut it down, man. Just for bragging rights. And what did you really accomplish in doing so? You just created death. Do they give a shit? No, they don't, man. But that's okay. When the Lord's judgment comes with fire, and those flames spread, it's going to be all in remembrance for what this devil has done. With that, I'm going to close out. Lord's will, such and edifying. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha truth and will. Citation of Lake Truth and our sincerity. Shalom.